child. And when I receive questions, it really Hey, it's Lance McGowan here, and today we're going to go over a little email that I received about someone who was asking about the Breathe Vapor Stick from doTERRA and if it slows down the respiratory system. Well, let's talk about that. Okay, so I got an email and she said, I noticed that you were promoting the Breathe Vapor Stick for infants and toddlers. I have been told not to use it because it could actually slow the respiratory of children younger than 6, or maybe of children under 6. Let's just, maybe, this is not grammar or English class. No judge zone, okay? She then says, what are your thoughts? All right, I said, good question. The Breathe Vapor Stick is safe for infants and toddlers if the benefits and uses are understood and practiced properly. Ain't that the truth? Okay. And then I said in the email back to her, what I've learned is that whenever someone says something similar to what you were told, it's important to seek understanding on a few things. Okay, so this is some kind of like good rules of thumb in general whenever you hear stuff from people, and I encourage you to do that with me as well. You know, like trust but verify, or if you don't trust, you know, get more information from both sides so you can come to an accurate conclusion. Okay, so here we go. Here's the things I said. So number one is what they're saying about an individual / self representative of the whole population? More importantly, is there more objective and credible fact-based evidence to support their claim, or is it just experiential? So I'm not saying deny or weigh someone's experience lower. I'm just saying, are enough people in a sample that are experiencing that representative of the whole population? And what I've found to that is that most people either use oils incorrectly because they don't understand the benefits and uses properly and they have a negative experience, or some people do have a sensitivity to a specific plant type, but that's very, very small percentage of people, low single digits. So, very low single digits. And so the point I'm trying to make is we need to have fact-based information that's statistically representative if we're going to come to an accurate conclusion. And you may be like, Lance, this ain't a college study funded by some company. This is my friend's experience, and you can't deny that, okay? Well, I'm going to say, first of all, you need some serenity, okay? Because you, sounds like you're feeling some type of way. This is going to help you feel not that way, and actually calm and relaxed, okay? All right, number two is, does the individual / child have a plant sensitivity or allergy or autoimmune response to certain ingredients? So that's going to be, you know, as I mentioned before, important. Number three is, what was the frequency of use, quantity used, and location of use that caused a reaction with the individual / child? And number four is, did the other person understand the benefits and uses properly before applying it? And again, you may be like, man, that's a lot of information, and yeah, they understood it properly and they applied it correctly, and it still was a bad experience for them. And it's just like, what are they eating? What is their diet and lifestyle like? You know, like there could be other things, or, you know, it's important to kind of try to factor everything, because we don't know, like your body doesn't give you like an immediate DNA analysis of every cell and be like, hey, it was what you just used right there that caused this. That's not possible. So a lot of times we may do something immediately, be like, hey, it was that. That may be the case, but it may not be. So that's all I'm trying to say. And I go on to say, these questions above and other ones have helped me come to more accurate conclusions through seeking truth and understanding versus relying on just one person's experience, which may or may not have room for improvement, right? So that's basically saying we all could be wrong. There is truth, at least a kernel size to a watermelon size, in anything that if we look for it. But at the same time, we have to know how to look for it, right? And I go on to say, most of the time someone has an issue is due to human error, see question 3 that I mentioned above, with a very small percentage, almost less than 1%, being due to a plant sensitivity or plant allergy. And then I follow up with, hope that answers your question, or at least helps point you in the right direction, because that's really my intent. I'm not trying to be the end-all be-all, like, you know, trust but verify, but if you don't trust, then try to get perspectives from multiple different sides and discussion points, not just one side. And then she followed up with an email and said, this is great, thank you. And so what are the lessons learned, you may be asking? Well, first of all, getting advice from multiple people is wise, but it's important that you ask them about the pros and the cons of their claims, and if they are fact-based with verifiable sources, so a more accurate conclusion can be had. And if they can't produce this info after you ask them, or they get really defensive, then that's a red flag and requires further research. I mean, I've had people get, defensive when you start asking them a little bit more of the details that they're saying, and it's almost like they're saying, look, I got a degree, okay? Or look, I've studied this, or look, I'm a family member, or look, I'm this or that, or, something that establishes some type of like credibility or authority or expertise. And they're almost like, why are you questioning me? You question me because you think I'm wrong. Well, I have an ego to protect, okay? It's fragile. And when I receive questions, anyways, that's kind of what's going on. It seems, behind the scenes. But anyways, I look at questions as a way like, hey, I'm asking you questions because number one, I'm trying to seek understanding. And if a skeptic or somebody says something that I don't know in the future comes up, I'd like to have a reasonable response. And so I'm looking to you as the expert. And if you don't know something, then that means I'm not going to know something because then I'm only building off of the information that you told me. So what's up? And I think that conversation doesn't happen, obviously, but that's really what's going on behind the scenes. Is like, I really want to understand what's going on. I need to know the ins and outs and where you got your information from and where, are they telling me everything? Who funded that? Now, I don't do that every time, okay? I'm just saying, like, if it's something that I feel that deserves that, and if it's something that's really, like, really needs that level of clarity, then I will do that. And I'm not afraid to be like, hey, are you sure about that? Or, it seems like you're speculating a little bit, or where did you get your information from? And that it's okay to say I don't know. I mean, it's okay. Like, I've learned that in my previous employer, and I do that now. If somebody asks me something, I'll be like, I don't know. I probably have to look that up or research that and get back with you. Is that okay? I think that shows a level of humility that's like, I don't have all the answers. I don't know everything, and I'm not going to pretend to. And I'm not going to get defensive if you start asking me questions. Now, if you start getting a little attitude, okay, and be like, well, you did, and why don't you do that? And so sometimes I'm like, are you asking a question to seek understanding, or are you asking a question to prove a point? Because those are two different things. Because sometimes people ask leading questions just to be like, let's see what you going to say. I already know the answer, but I want to see if you going to say my answer. Because then if you do, I'm right and you wrong. It's just like, you need an oil to calm down, first of all, because you're doing too much. Being way too extra. That concludes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like button if you did. Hit subscribe for future video updates. And most importantly, check out the links in the description below so you can continue to get your learn on. And I'll see you in the next video. Oh, dang. You know what? These bottles. Well, we're gonna continue. Breaking glass up in here. All right, here we go. Oh goodness, that ain't good. All right, how do you use this thing here?